and welcome to Club UX. So, before designing a survey or user research or even taking a job interview, you need to have a clarity as to what your objective is. The kind of questions you ask will determine the kind of answers that you get in return. And unless and until you read the mind of others, you cannot get answers from them. So, there are broadly two kinds of questions: open-ended questions and closed-ended questions. We already have videos on what are open-ended questions, closed-ended questions, the different types and examples as well. And in this video, we are going to discuss the 5 key differences between open-ended and closed-ended questions. So before we begin, let's understand what are closed-ended questions. Closed-ended questions are the ones where respondents are presented a set of predefined answers in the form of yes or no, or a set of multiple options or a rating scale, and the respondents choose from those set of answers. And open-ended questions are the ones where the respondents do not have to answer in any yes or no format or from a multiple set answers. Respondents have to elaborate on their perspective. With this, now let's understand what are the 5 key differences between open-ended and closed-ended questions. Difference number 1 lies on the kind of answers that you get in return. Open-ended questions require the respondent to elaborate on their perspective. However, with closed-ended question, you get concise information. An example of closed-ended question is something like, "Are you hungry?" You can only answer in yes or no. However, an open-ended question can be something like, "How was your experience when you visited US last year?" So it requires you to elaborate on your answer. So the difference number 2 is the kind of data that you get, that is textual data versus numeric data. When you ask open-ended questions, you get information from respondents in textual form. However, when you ask closed-ended questions, you gather numeric data from respondent. Difference number 3 is difference in the questions that are asked. Open-ended questions are explorative and usually start with how, when, why. And closed-ended questions start usually with how often, how many. For example, how often do you go for grocery shopping in a week? Difference number 4 is sample size. Open-ended questions require smaller sample size to get a thorough understanding of the target concept. However, in closed-ended question, you need to study a larger sample size to reach an accurate, generalized conclusion. Difference number 5 is data analysis. Open-ended questions result in textual data which is then interpreted, which takes a lot of time. You need to connect different dots while trying to interpret this textual data, which is subjective in nature. However, the closed-ended questions gives you numeric data, which is then statistically interpreted and analyzed by using various mathematical and statistical tools, which is extremely quick. So guys, today we discussed about the 5 key differences between open-ended and closed-ended questions. If you want to learn what are open-ended and closed-ended questions, that we already have videos on that, do check out our description box, the link is below. You have any other questions, then you can ask us in the comment section below. You can also check out our website yukti.io and will find a lot of articles on the topic. And stay tuned for more videos on UI, UX and UX research.